are you there?
Yes, hello. I've unmuted everybody. It's Ken, Shelby, and Ginny on the call so far.
Okay.
Okay.
So it's still a little early. We're going to wait for people to start joining here. Thank you, Ginny, for being on the call. And,
okay.
We'll see who else joins. So, Shelby, I did see just now, I just got home from the office 10 minutes ago. Got a chance to look at the poster you've done, which looks great. So thank you for doing that.
Yeah, no problem. It passed muster. I've been in contact with Lynn over the course of the day today. I had a sick kiddo, but I was able to actually pound out that poster even so. So and it's going to the printers. I think I didn't get any word back necessarily, but I think it's going to the printers today and should be done tomorrow. And we'll get promotion for that going. I also got it on our website, both the Sheridan and Cody events, and also on Facebook for promotion moving forward. So I was able to get a lot done today, surprisingly.
Good. Yeah, I was in the office all day doing student conferences and a couple of depositions. The students were taking my deposition as I play the witness, and they depose me, and then I grade them. So it's a lot of fun, but it's very intense because I've got to be substantively on the mark on what this witness probably would have known, and they're asking me questions I hadn't thought of, so I've got to make stuff up on the spot. So it's really good improvisational theater. Yeah.
I find that fascinating. And with me, of course, advising a week last week, and I got my grades done late, and then I've had conferences with students about grades and having to explain that UW is a rigorous institution, and we care very much about grades and why we do what we do and everything. So those have been peppered in over the last couple weeks here too for me. So I know how that goes. It gets intense.
Yep, a couple more weeks.
Yeah, you end when done, Ken, by chance?
So I have, let me think, 3 more weeks. So we're done. For me, the last week of classes is the last week of April. Now, you guys are into May, right?
Yeah, we have finals week the 7th. The week of Monday, the 7th of May through that Friday, and then grades are due the next week. So, but it's going fast in a lot of ways. I mean, it's going intense, but it's going fast too. And so, yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, to the end of the semester. It's not like I don't have anything to do this summer, but at least I'll have master my own schedule.
Yeah, the real work begins once the semester ends.
Right. Wyoming Promise stuff picks up again. So So we're getting some people joining the call. Not as many as I'd hoped, but we've got a few people on the call now. And for now, let's leave everybody unmuted until we can see how many more join the call. As before, or right now, everybody is unmuted, and although we may start, if we get some background noise, we may have to mute everybody. But if you have any questions, speak up because we can hear you.
This is Ginny, and I was wondering, are we going to go after people I was a data wrangler. Are we going after people who are not found, who signed but I couldn't find them, and for people whose addresses did not match? Because we have lists of those.
Yeah, if we have a list of those people and we can find them in VAN, so VAN is our database of registered voters, and if we have the same name at a different address, we should probably go contact them and see if we can have them sign from the address that we expected to find them at.
Right.
So I would say if we can find another address for that person that you've marked as different, wrong address or not at that address, yeah, let's try. That's something that each team, each county team can organize that and do it as they see fit.
Seems like that's a walking door-to-door situation.
That one you could be driving around door to door because you may have a list of people from all parts of town. So, right. Okay, so we've got about 7 people on the call so far. So it's a little after 7 o'clock. I'm sure we'll have a few more people join in a few minutes. So I'm going to just go down. Everybody right now is unmuted, so I'm going to just go down the list of who's on the call. Have you introduce yourself briefly and say where you're from and what your role is, and then we'll get into the topic for tonight, which is the campaign calculator. And this might not be an hour-long call. It might be a shorter call than some of the other ones, which is fine. So Sarah is first on our list. Sarah, introduce yourself and where are you from? Sarah's hand is up. You're unmuted, Sarah. Have you muted? Is your phone unmuted?
Okay. I think so.
Hi, Sarah. There you are. I hear you now.
Yeah, from data wrangler from Cheyenne, but not much data to wrangle.
Okay.
Hopefully,
right. So
we'll be getting a lot more petitions completed soon.
Yeah, okay. That's good, and that's kind of what we're going to be talking about tonight is how to make that happen using the data, the campaign calculator. Scully, you're on next. Scully, say hello.
Hello. Yep. So this is Scully. Still, probably my name is in flux a little bit in the moment. But I'm data manager for statewide. So if you have discrepancies, sheets, and things, they go to me, or they can go to Chris Bell, but they'll ultimately end up with me, and then I'll try and figure out and wrangle them from the steering committee level.
Okay. Thank you, Scully. Margie, you're next.
Hi, this is Margie Farias in Lander. I'm the organizer for Fremont County. We're starting to get underway again, little by little. We've got about, I would say, probably 40 or 50 new signatures that should be entered really soon now. And I'm going to be we're going to be doing some canvassing in Riverton this Saturday and hopefully the following Saturday as well. So.
Okay, great.
On.
Okay. All right, yeah. Ginny, you're next.
Okay, Jenny in Albany County, data wrangler. I also have no data right now. Looking forward to it.
Okay. Shelby, you want to say anything?
I'll just say Shelby Shadwell, treasurer and working hard at the state level. And, of course, if you ever need anything, materials, want to get in touch about anything, let me know, and I will jump right on that.
Okay, good. And then Chris up in Sheridan. Say hello.
Hi, this is Chris, and I'm a team leader in Sheridan. So.
Doing great work up there. So thanks to all of you for being on the call, and thanks for all the work you're doing to get us closer to our goal. We have, as you all know, a pretty big challenge in front of us. We've got a lot of data yet to gather, or a lot of signatures yet to gather, and to that end, we thought at the state level that it might be good to have some kind of a measuring stick, some way to figure out where we're at. So if we want to get every county to the goal, and the goal is a bit above 15% of your county, because we know that not every county is going to get there, but we need to have some counties go over to account for the ones that don't make it. So we set the goal a little bit above the 15% that qualifies you as one of the 16 counties we need to get to 15%. So what I did was put together this Excel spreadsheet. And it has 2 pages, what's called straight line and accelerated. And the straight line is probably the one you want to look at first if you have it in front of you. What I've done is, as of a couple of weeks ago, I took the number of signatures that we actually have as of that date and put them into the spreadsheet in column D. It says verified signatures as of date. If you look down, you can see we have at least 3 signatures in every county. Crook County being the county we only have 3 in, but we have at least 3 in every. We have signatures from every county and at least 3 in every county. But obviously, we need a lot more than that. And the goal for each county, which is again more than the 15%, is in column C. So column E simply reflects what percent of goal has your county gathered as of March 20th, 2018. And if we just look down the list, you can see that Albany County is pretty far along. They're 2/3 of the way to their goal. Johnson County is 3/4 of the way to their goal. So that we've got Fremont's doing great. Margie's is doing great. You're close to halfway there, and now with the additional work you've done, you're probably close to 50%. Sublet's doing great. Sheridan's in pretty good shape, 1/3 of the way there. So you can sort of see where you're at as of March 20th. So then what I wanted to do is figure out how many more signatures do you need. So there's a column F, which basically is you subtract the number you have from the number of your goal, and that's how many signatures left that you must gather as of March 20th. And so that what I'm doing now is you see how many signatures you still need to get to your goal, and then I have a little ramp week by week. How many signatures do you need to get to your goal? And that's the formula. If you look up above, it says straight line, accelerated, decelerated, rows 5 through 7. It starts off at 2% and then goes up to 3% and up to 5%, because the idea here is that as we get into the summer months, you'll have more people out, more opportunities to circulate. So we'll start ramping up, and that's the percentage of the signatures that we hope you can gather in that particular week for the whole team. This is not what any individual circulator has to gather. This is how much the team as a whole has to gather. So some weeks, somebody might be out going gangbusters and get 50 signatures by themselves, and somebody else doesn't get any. So we're kind of you can pick each other up as people have availability, and the person who gets 50 next week gets none the next week because other people are stepping up. We're not saying who's gathering these signatures, but these are the targets for each week going forward all the way through the middle of September. And I ended in September, mostly because I wanted to give us a few more weeks. They're not actually due until early November, so it'll give us another 6 weeks to see where we're at and then start reallocating resources. And suppose we have only 13 counties that have gotten the minimum by the middle of September. We'll have the next 6 weeks to do some targeted canvassing, go out to the counties where we need more signatures, and make sure we get the signatures in the places where we need them. So that's the first straight line. On the next page, if you look, there's a tab down at the bottom of Excel. It says accelerated, and what that is, I've made up who's accelerated, who's decelerated. It all depends on how far along you are. The idea there is the counties that have done really well so far can probably finish their work early, and then either the teams that want to be reallocated to other counties and help out other counties can do so. The teams that have zero, the decelerated ones, are the teams that haven't really gotten started yet. For example, Crook, with only 3 signatures, they don't have a lot to get, but we need a team there. So I've put them on what I call the decelerated schedule, so you can see that we're not expecting to really start gathering there until the middle of April, end of April. So we have a team in place to go there. So they have zeros at the beginning, but then a higher percentage later on to get to the amounts they actually need. So that's just a way of saying that some counties are ahead, some counties are behind, and I just not arbitrarily, but I kind of decided which ones are, and you can for your own purpose in your own county, you can decide whether you want to go with the straight line, accelerated, decelerated. You can change the numbers, the percentages, in any way up on the rows 5, 6, and 7. You can change those numbers and then adjust your own particular goals for your particular county. So it's designed to be flexible. It's designed to tell us county by county what does the whole team need to do week by week in order to get us to the goal line. And some of these numbers look kind of big. Some of the bigger counties have bigger numbers to get, but obviously they hopefully have bigger teams in place as well. So that's how I designed the spreadsheet. I'm happy to answer any questions about the spreadsheet first. We can also take questions about anything else that you need to ask about. But let's answer any questions you have now about how this calculator works, and then maybe how are we going to start getting to our signature numbers. Floor is open. Does anybody have a question? Margie, you're open. Your mic is open, so go ahead, Margie.
I don't really have a question. I read that. I don't have it in front of me right now, but I did read it the other day when you sent it, and I figured it out. I would just say that what I've done is, of course, in my mind, realize that I have to be flexible with those numbers that you projected.
Sure,
and
absolutely.
I have to take into consideration what each person on my team is likely to do, and what I've started doing is approaching each of them individually and asking them, can you commit to X amount of more signatures? And one person that might be 150, another person that might only be 20 or 30, just to be realistic. But right. All the people I have, I've worked it out so that I can reach my goal by asking each person to commit to a certain number. So that's what I'm doing right now.
Okay. Do you have enough people recruited that you think you can get to the goal?
You know,
I
actually have signed up 2 or 3 new circulators in the last couple weeks, which has helped. One of them has been pretty active already, and then I have one circulator who's been busy all winter. He's really the only one that has been, and he's kind of kept me alive. Anyway, I think that if the people that I have right now will actually do what I'm asking of them, I can meet the goal. So
okay.
I have to trust that they're going to do what they say. So we'll see. And when it gets close to the end, I'll be able to see whether or not I was foolish or not. So anyway, that's how I'm doing, is approaching each person individually and saying, hey, I need you to do 40 more signatures or 100 more signatures or 10 more, just depending on who they are and what they're likely to do.
Okay. Sounds good. Scully, you have your hand up. What's your comment or question?
Hi, yeah, I just have one small comment. So in doing the updated numbers for this week, we have around 200 more signatures than we did last week. So we are making progress, and this is a large jump from where we were toward the end of winter, because we weren't really seeing much of a change at all. But I just want to let everybody know that we're now at 19.9% of our goal statewide for the 50,000 signatures. So we're really close to a quarter of the way there. I appreciate everybody's increasing hard work and perseverance through this, because I think we can do it. That's all I had.
Great. Excellent to hear that we're moving up. I see Melody Nielsen has joined the call from Laramie County. Melody, we kind of went over the calculator. I don't know if you've had a chance to take a look at it yet, but the calculator is designed, and obviously these are just estimations and goals. They can be flexible. If you're behind some week and you're ahead another week, that's fine. I don't really care as long as we ultimately get to the goals. Have you had a chance, Melody, to look at the goals for Laramie County? Because it's a big county. It's an important county, and there's some big numbers that we need to get there. How are you doing in Laramie County?
Well, we just had a meeting a couple nights ago, and we had a large turnout, which was large for this time of the year. But we have a lot of goals, and we decided. I don't know if Carol's on here or not, but we decided to work on making a calendar, and we're going to schedule events, and our next meeting, people are going to sign up for those events. And people were very giving on, we're going to try to get into Burns and Carpenter and start getting into the outskirts of Cheyenne where we haven't been before. We need to get into other areas. We did have a lot of people were helping. They were going to help find places we can go to meet and do, and this is all going to go on this calendar, and people are going to sign, and we're going to schedule things in like a month in advance. I also had something else I had to ask you and Shelby, in fact.
Okay, Shelby's on the call.
We are, Wyoming Progressives is planning a forum for Wyoming Promise again. And we were hoping that you might be able to attend. It's going to be on June 7th. Previous to that, we are doing a money documentary on getting dark money out of politics. And so we were hoping that maybe this would be a follow-up of that at another time, but it would be June 7th. It would be when we are going to plan that same type of forum we did last year. And we were hoping maybe you two would be able to come. I told the chairperson I would talk to you about it tonight, let you think about it. You could let us know.
Okay, I'm looking at my calendar right now, and I'm open that night. So I'm going to pencil it in to my calendar right now. I don't know about Shelby. Shelby, your hand's up, so you can respond. And what else did you have to say?
Yeah, so I already put that in my calendar. So I'm there, Melody, unless something comes up. So I think that's great and outstanding and fantastic. I will let everybody know about a few other things that can be coming up. We are looking to do, if you look at our website, we do have a supporters tab on our website, and we don't have that going yet. It's been something I've been working on, and we're working on supporters, whether they're candidates or current representatives or pretty much anything. And we want to get everybody on there, and it's nonpartisan, so we're not even going to list party affiliations on there. So if anybody has any representatives or supporters or current or former leaders in Wyoming that support this issue, we want to get them on that page. And we kind of want to get that by into May. So we already have identified a number of folks, and we're going to get more. So if you can contact anybody, any of your representatives or current or former leaders, we'd love to get them on the supporters page, especially with a quote just saying how money in politics is detrimental in support of our effort, or anything in support of our effort. So I also wanted to let folks know that we do have an NPR spot scheduled for May that's going to go out on NPR stations and to let folks know about our effort. That's kind of a big thing. I'm guessing Ken is going to talk a little bit about the couple of events coming up, but also noticed social media too. We've gotten folks on social media and on Facebook and things like that. And that's working really well, actually, in a lot of ways. And I'm finding them and linking up to them. So keep that going as well as we move forward. I think that's all I had for now.
Okay, thank you, Shelby. Melody, your hand's up. What else do you have,
Yes,
Melody?
Okay, when Shelby mentioned NPR the other night at the meeting, we are getting donations for NPR. And we also discussed, I don't know, is Jane on here?
Jane is not.
Okay. So we had discussed maybe going in with you on this. How much area is this going to cover?
I think the NPR stuff is going to be statewide, I believe. Shelby, can you correct me on that? I think the feed is all statewide is pretty much the same. It comes out of Laramie, but it goes out to the whole state. Is that correct, Shelby?
No, that's correct. It'll be spots that are on NPR, so statewide. So that's my understanding, at least at this point.
Okay.
I was going to ask
Melody.
if what exactly on NPR they're stating. Is it going to be describing what it's all about?
I'm not quite sure what the text of the spot's going to be. I think we're still working on the text. We have a few more weeks to work that out. But the concept is basically education about what we're trying to do. It's not going to be not going to be targeted to any particular event. I don't think. But again, there's a subcommittee or a member of the steering committee really is working on the text, and it's not final yet. So I'm not quite sure what the spot's going to say. We just authorized the spending of I think $500 to do that, and if there's donations being raised in Laramie to do something in addition to that, that's fantastic, and we can the more the better.
Yeah, if we're sort of hoping that it's educating the people about Wyoming Promise, and
right, and I think that's the goal.
Okay, good. Yeah, we have been getting money. We have about 300 right now,
okay.
And so we're looking at if it'll cover us, we will help, give some additional funds. Yes.
Okay. Yeah. That'd be fantastic. Thank you.
Okay. Good.
Hey, Margie. Mm-hmm. Margie's hand is up. Margie, what do you have to say?
I was curious if this is going to be an interview or an ad, or if it's going to be on a specific program that they air at a certain time. Do you know?
Yeah, it's a package of ads. It's a 15-second spot that's going to be aired X number of times, and I'm not sure how many times $500 buys, but it's going to be on all the popular shows, All Things Considered, Weekend Update, or Weekend Edition. I think all the most popular shows. It'll be circulating through. It's not all going to be all at the same time. It's going to be at different times on different shows, but it's a package that gets us on the most listened to shows.
Okay,
and
great.
I'm not sure how many times it's going to go on, but it's a 15-second spot.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. So back to Melody for just a second. Did you have a chance to look at that calculator, and does it seem reasonable to you to be able to pull in some of those big numbers later on, or how, what do you think?
I didn't really have much of a chance to see it. I don't know why I didn't see the calendar. I just didn't see it. I'm sorry. But I think that from what I gathered from our meeting on Tuesday, oh, yeah, there's a lot of people. We're going to get big numbers because we're going to do a lot of canvassing. But we also know of events that are coming up that people will be going to. And we're going to do and cause function. People seem to want to get involved now. And so I'm seeing that there's going to be more people getting involved. Hopefully I will get more petitioners. But we've got to get out there and meet the people to get those petitioners. So.
Right. Okay. Good. Okay. I have a couple more things to talk about, but before I do move on, are there other questions about how the calculator works or how you're going to use it?
I'll say, Ken, this is Shelby. I'll make sure to, in our recap email, because we do record this for folks that couldn't be on, I will send out that campaign calculator again so that we're on the same page. And if you didn't get a chance to view it, then we'll send it again if you can't find it in your email.
Right. Okay. And I will occasionally update it as we get additional numbers in. I'll change the numbers that we've got, and I'll do some periodic maintenance to it, although not every week. But once a month, maybe I'll revise it to see so you get a more up-to-date look at where you're at and where you still have to go. So I'll keep that up to date, but I want people to get used to seeing it and seeing how it works. So a couple more quick announcements, and then I'll just open it for any questions or thoughts anybody has. There are 2 events coming up involving Al Simpson, both of which we're going to try and live stream, which leads to an opportunity for some team building, and that's what I want to talk about. The first event is going to be up in Cody on, I think, April 19th, a couple of weeks coming up, and it's going to be a panel discussion with Al Simpson. Jeff Clements from American Promise is going to be flying in from Boston, and he's going to be in Cody, and I'll be on the panel, and the 3 of us will talk about what we're doing and why it's important. We're going to be live streaming it and recording it, and the main reason that Jeff's going to be in Cody is that American Promise is doing its National Citizen Leadership Conference in Washington, D.C. in June, and they're going to be giving out some awards to some of their superstars in this work, and they want to give an award to Al Simpson for all the work he's done over the years on this issue. But Al can't make it to D.C., so what they're going to do is Jeff's going to fly in, present the award during this panel discussion in Cody. We're going to videotape it and hopefully show the videotape, a few minutes of it, of him receiving the award during the conference in D.C. So that's primarily why Jeff is coming to D.C. or coming to Cody to present the award. But we're going to live stream that. The other one is going to be up in Sheridan. Chris, remind me the date is May. What's the date?
Okay, one's April something and one's May something. One's 19th and one's 17th. I'm just driving home, so
okay.
If you're
I think it's May 17th, the one in Sheridan.
Is the 19th.
Right. And again, that's going to be Al and me. Jeff's not going to be there, but Al and I will be on the panel. Maybe Shelby's going to be up there, I hope. Maybe he can be participant too. But again, that one's going to be at Sheridan College, and we're also going to try and live stream that on Facebook, do a Facebook Live event to let people see it, and then hopefully capture the video and post it on the website, so we'll have that information available. But here's the team building opportunity. We'd like to see if you can organize a watch party in whatever county you're in. Get some of your key volunteers around a computer screen, watch it live, and maybe if we can figure out a way to do call-ins, you can call in perhaps, but at least get your team together and watch it, talk about it, and use it as an opportunity if you can to create some energy in your community, whether it's your team or you invite people from the community to the watch party. It's an opportunity to try and get people excited about the project and get us ready to get out and hit the streets and start knocking on doors. So that's we'll have the information on live streaming available as we have those details lined up. But that's the idea. Al's been wonderful to work with, and Al has. I'm glad that we were glad that he agreed to do the Sheridan event and then the Cody event. He lives in Cody, so it's easier for him to get to that one. It's great that he's going to be doing two things for us live. He's very entertaining and well respected, and he's 100% committed to what we're doing. So it's really going to be exciting to have him on board and physically, actively engaging with our volunteers, and let's take advantage of it. So, with that, are there any other questions, comments, thoughts, strategies? Anybody? Chris, go ahead.
Where is the one in Coast going to be? A few of us thought we might want to drive over.
Yeah, it's going to be at Christ Church. It's at Al's church. But apparently they're very excited to have the event. I think we just put it on Facebook, Shelby, right? We have an event created on Facebook. So if you go to the Wyoming Promise page on Facebook and look at events, the information is all there.
Thanks. Yeah, if I can, definitely. So we've got a lot of the promotion done. Thank you, Chris, for sending the Sheridan event poster, and we modified that for the Cody event, and got that. It's going to printers basically today, tomorrow, and so if you check out our website at upcoming events, events calendar, I think it is, or Facebook, and I will be sending those things out via email as well to our entire list. I think the posters are helpful, and So we definitely have that in place. We'll be promoting it on Facebook as well. Let me know if you have any questions or concerns or anything about that, but we want to get the word out digitally and in print and in all formats.
Okay, thank you. And I inadvertently lowered everybody's hands. Margie, I know you had your hand up. Margie, what was your comment?
I have a question about organizing in some of these other counties. I'm assuming there are at least a handful that are not organized yet, and I'm wondering if you have a team leader or organizer in Weston County?
No, we do not. Okay. If you know somebody there, let me know.
I do have
be in touch.
And I think I'll call or email her and see if she would consider doing it.
Great. Yeah, we don't have anybody in Weston. We have about 13 counties that have teams. We need at least 16 counties. So Weston is one that we really don't have. We have 6 signatures there so far. So we do need a team in Weston. That would be fantastic.
Okay.
Okay. And who else? Sarah. Go ahead, Sarah. Sarah, I'm not hearing you. Have you muted yourself?
All right. How about now?
Yeah, now I hear you. Go ahead.
Okay. Data question. I know the van or whatever you call it was updated in the beginning of February, and what I'm wondering is there someone that is going through and finding people that maybe had signed, and when the petition was entered and notarized and everything, and the people were didn't show up in the database, but maybe now that it's updated, they are in there. Is there someone going back to capture all of those people?
Really?
Yeah, so we have we have data discrepancy sheets from people. I don't think I have all of them from people, but the ones that I do have, I can go back and look through. I haven't quite yet, but that is something that is on my agenda, absolutely. Specifically, like people updating to see if the address has changed back to, like, so if people have moved and needed their address submitted to the Secretary of State, like hopefully that's updated and we don't have to pursue people later. And we won't have to do quite right now, we won't have to do that, but I'm thinking probably like around June when we're really hitting hard on canvassing and things especially, I can then look through and do that maintenance and checking to see if there's people who have who've signed who haven't registered to vote and see if we can pursue them and get them to go ahead and register with their court system or their courthouses. And then, yeah, so people who've changed their names or people who've changed their address, or if Van didn't have them in the system before and does now, that's all stuff that hopefully people, like, as long as we have it in the data sheets, the discrepancy templates, and then sent back to me, then I can start looking through them.
Okay, good to know.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay, Chris, you have a question. Go ahead, Chris.
Well, it came to mind, it might be helpful for some of us. We had quite a discussion at our last meeting because some libraries let you, canvas there outside the library and others don't, like ours doesn't. And one of our members contacted with a lawyer and found out why you can at some places and not at others. But it'd be kind of nice to have maybe a little guide sheet on like the legality of where we're canvassing at, some pointers, some, something to fall back on. I know we have a right to be in a public spot.
Right.
But I don't know the exact, what I could spout off to somebody to say where it says that. Right, yeah. That sounds like a legal question. I wonder if we have any lawyers on board here that can do that. Before the call started, Joe and I were moaning about how hard the work is right now at the end of the semester. So I'm kind of swamped with end of semester stuff, but that ends in a couple of weeks. So I should be able to take a look and put together some kind of a fact sheet or frequently asked question sheet about where can I canvass? That's a great question. And there's some legal stuff. There's a provision of the Wyoming Constitution that says pretty much any public place you can do it. So I could put them together. I just can't do it for another 3 or 4 weeks until the crush of the semester ends in a couple of weeks, and then I'll be able to get to stuff like this. Okay, that sounds good. Great. It's a great suggestion. I think it's a fantastic idea, and I will do it, but just have to be patient. Will do.
This is Shelby here, and I'll say, man, we are a crazy bunch of volunteers, and I know everybody has work to do in their own lives, and I've got my work to do, but considering how far we've come with jobs and work and everything, I mean, it's pretty amazing, and it gets hectic at times, and I just want to applaud everyone though for everything that you're doing, because it's amazing. It's above and beyond. So I know Ken's in kind of a tight spot as well as me as far as work goes, but we'll get there, and seeing people go above and beyond as you all have is an amazing thing to see.
Okay, thank you, Shelby. Are there other questions? Anybody? All right. Okay, Ginny, go ahead.
Earlier, months ago, there was this talk about this movie, Somebody in Goliath. I've forgotten the details on that. That was
supposed to Goliath, yeah.
Yeah. Is that going to be shown anywhere in any of our towns, cities? Because that seemed like a good chance to gather people.
Yeah, so we've had a little bit of a glitch with that. Not a glitch so much as a rethinking about it. It was shown in Johnson County, up in Buffalo, a couple times. There was a small theater there. They had an art film series that they did show the movie twice, and some folks from Sheridan drove down and viewed the movie, and they came away from the movie with the thought that it was too partisan. We are a nonpartisan organization, and because it was a documentary about a Democrat running against a Republican and criticizing the Republican for taking so much money, and the Republican is a fairly popular politician in the state. Their take was that it was too partisan, and we should not be affiliated with a partisan activity. Now, we had some discussion about how partisan was it, and some disagreement, but everybody could understand, yes, for sure, it could be interpreted by some people as a partisan movie. So for that reason, because we need to preserve our nonpartisan status, we are, in fact, nonpartisan, we decided that we were not going to be actively engaged with the movie maker in promoting it. However, he is trying to promote it he still does want to do the show, and so if the show does get put on, he's going to still allow us to put a table out front, as long as any group that sponsors it, if they will allow anybody to table, we will volunteer to put a table up. So we have a table next to the NRA. If the NRA wants to put a table up, we don't care. There's got to be a nonpartisan opportunity for people to put tables out. Obviously, we don't think the NRA is going to be doing that, but we will. But anyway, so if the show does get put together by some other group, and some of our members, some of our volunteers who have other affiliations with indivisible groups or other kinds of groups that want to show the movie, they're free to continue to work with the filmmaker and get the show put together under the auspices of that other group, and then we'll tag along and do some circulating, and so hopefully we'll still be able to generate some energy, but we can't be a co-sponsor of that because that ties us too closely to what some people have perceived as a partisan film.
Okay,
so that's where we are.
Yeah, good. Okay.
Okay. Other questions, comments, thoughts?
This is Chris.
Yes, Chris, go ahead.
Showing that, I think I said it last time as well, but showing documentary, it's a frontline documentary, Big Sky, Big Money, was very effective for our group and kind of remotivated some of our canvassers. You could watch it and then just show it instead of another movie. It was very, very educational and well worth watching. And it's I think it's,
how did you watch it? Was it streaming on a computer or was it shown in a theater? How did you get to see it?
We showed it at our public library and just streamed it over a computer onto the screen at the library. And we did it just we tried to we have 63 people carrying petitions, but not that many people are very active. So we just invited them all and a little food and showed it. But I think it'd be well worth doing as a public event if you want to get info out as well, especially as campaign season's already showing its ugly face. I've been getting interesting dark money questionnaires in the mail already. So anyway, it was very good and well worth it.
It's called Big Sky, Big Money?
Yes, and it's Frontline, a PBS, and it's about Montana, and Montana's issues are still ongoing, so it's not dated it's not very dated. I mean, it's about the past, but it's put like a mystery, and it's just very good.
Okay. Yeah, that's a great idea. So county team leaders on the call, if you want an idea to try and get your team motivated, let's take a look at that. That sounds like a great idea. Okay, anybody else? All right. I'm not seeing any hands or hearing any voices. Just want to reiterate what Shelby said earlier. Thank you all for all the excellent work you're doing. Yeah, we've got a lot of work to do, but it sounds like there's energy still out there to get it done, and we have plans to ramp things up and get the signatures flowing again. Let's get out there and do it. I think we're going to get it done. So thank you all for being on the call. Shelby, any last words?
Not necessarily from me. I think, again, I just reiterate, thank you all. I mean, it's very important work we're doing, and that's from Al Simpson's mouth to mine to let you know. And I think these upcoming events are going to be really great. If you want to jump on social media and share those things, we're going to send emails out about those things. Send them to people that aren't yet involved, and see what happens. If we can double our circulators, we will get this done. So I just want to say thank you all, and keep in touch, and definitely keep in touch with me and Ken and Tully and everybody here at the state level, and we support you. So let us know what we can do, and all the best. And I just want to say have a great weekend.
Okay, thank you, everybody. And that ends the call. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Hey, Hans. Glad you